Across London on 1458 AM and DAB. Winner of Radio Station of the Year at the Asian Media Awards. This is your Leica Radio.
From the Sky News Centre at 9. The government says hundreds of armed forces personnel are being trained to support a range of services as it steps up its contingency plans to deal with public sector strikes. Tens of thousands of workers are expected to walk out in the run-up to Christmas, affecting the NHS, transport, education and deliveries. Conservative Party Chairman Nadeem Sahawi says it's crucial to keep the country running.
If you do have, say, a striker border force, you've got to be able to make sure that there is minimum disruption, things like driving ambulances. But the way you try and deal with this is if the unions can see that you're chasing inflation or above inflation pay deals is not the thing to do right now.
The police watchdogs without a leader after its head was forced to quit over a criminal investigation into an historical allegation. Michael Lockwood says he left the job for personal and domestic reasons. US intelligence experts say fighting in Ukraine is slowing down and they expect that to continue over the next few months. Avril Haines, the director of National Intelligence, says both sides will be looking to prepare for a counter-offensive after the winter. In sport, England hope to join Argentina and the Netherlands in the World Cup quarter-finals when they take on Senegal in the last 16 later. Lionel Messi was the star for Argentina once again as they beat Australia 2-1. British boxer Tyson Fury called out Ukraine's Alexander Usyk for an undisputed heavyweight title fight following his victory over Derek Chisora in London last night. Fury retained his WBC title with a 10th round stoppage at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Let me say, there's a lot of big fights to happen next year. If Usyk can't be made early next year, we'll take Joe Joyce at Wembley and sell out another 90,000 tickets here in the UK, the capital of sports entertainment in the world. And
England's cricketers are growing a healthy lead against Pakistan on day 4 of the first test in Rawalpindi. A short time ago, they were 146 for 3 in their second innings, giving them a lead of 224 runs. That's the latest. I'm AJ Nair.
At Tesco Mobile this Christmas, you can get the incredible iPhone 13 with AirPods Pro. This magical duo includes 5G for high-quality streaming to watch all your favourite Christmas movies for just $36.99 a month with Club Card prices, saving you £270. This is Supermarket Mobile. Search Tesco Mobile. Every little helps.
Ends 28th of December. Was $44.49 Club Card and 36-month credit agreement required. Subject to status and availability. 5G subject to coverage. Terms at tescomobile.com/terms.
Winner of Radio Station of the Year at the Asian Media Awards 2022.
Leica Radio, London.
Leica Radio Weather is brought to you by TravelUp.com. Our lowest prices are guaranteed only when you book directly through TravelUp.com or call 0207 580 5000.
Today's weather: thick cloud and gentle breeze in London and surrounding areas. Top temperature 6 centigrade. Sunset is at 3:53 p.m.
Weather was brought to you by TravelUp.com. Our lowest prices are guaranteed only when you book directly through TravelUp.com.
Leica Radio.
Talking Points with Keith Vaz, celebrating diversity. Leica, London.
Leica Radio.
Good morning and welcome to the 139th edition of Talking Points on Leica Radio with me, Keith Vaz. Thank you, Priyanka, for another great show. Happy birthday this week to Prema Subhaskaran, Malini Gill and Lalit Modi. It was also St Andrew's Day on Wednesday. My best wishes to all our Scottish brothers and sisters. There's only 21 days until Christmas and it's time to reveal our favourite Christmas tree of the week. As I mentioned last Sunday, we have been going around the whole of London to try and find the best trees to display to you. It's on our sleeve. So this week, our tree of the week is the spectacular tree at Covent Garden. This iconic 60-foot Christmas tree in the heart of London is a hand-picked British-grown tree that is decorated with 30,000 glittering lights. Don't miss the artificial snowfall every hour from midday until 9 p.m, which takes place very near the tree. Let's go around the world and pick up some of the news headlines. The FIFA World Cup, of course, continues to surprise and entertain us every day. Well done, Morocco and Japan. England defeated Wales 3-0 on Tuesday, while France lost to Tunisia on Wednesday in yet another major upset. The knockout stages began yesterday as the World Cup gets more and more exciting. Don't forget to watch today, France versus Poland at 3 p.m. and our very own Lions will be taking on Senegal at 7 p.m. The two-phase elections in Prime Minister Modi's home state of Gujarat are ongoing, with the second phase of voting to be held tomorrow. The results for both Himachal Pradesh and Gujarat will be declared on the 8th of December, with the BJP looking set to retain both states. Along with a massive strike by nurses coming up, the NHS ambulance staff will also be holding its first strike in 30 years over pay disputes. Who invented sliced bread? In our Inventor series, we're going to talk about the history of sliced bread. Apparently, the first sliced bread was invented in 1928 by Otto Frederick Rohwedder in Iowa, US, when he designed a special machine to slice and package the bread loaf. This actually led to an immediate spike in consumption. So when you next look at your sliced bread, maybe you're having breakfast and looking at the sliced bread at this moment, it is 82 years old. Not, of course, the piece of bread in front of you, but the concept of the sliced bread. On the program today, my special guest is Trisha Dewada, a woman with many avatars. She is an event organizer, columnist, TV presenter, marketing expert, and now an entrepreneur. Trisha will be joining us from Rickmansworth and talking about her life, career, and her latest venture as a fashion entrepreneur. From Rickmansworth, we're going to be travelling to Greenford in West London to speak to my second guest, Dr. Rajveer Singh Sadra. Dr. Raj will be sharing with us his experience as a doctor during the pandemic and his views on cricket and diabetes. But before all that, let's hear some music.
गुड़ किने खा लिया गुड़ वाली चाह किने पीती बुआ जी दा नाड़ा किने खिचया खिच के मार किने सीटी ओ छड्डो जाके पकड़ो वो हलवाई जिसने गुड़ की बना दी मिठाई वो सबको बातें है ये समझाई ओ गुड़ नालो इश्क मिठा
Talking Points with Keith Vaz, celebrating diversity. Leica, London.
Welcome back. This is Keith Vaz on Talking Points on Leica Radio. I hope you enjoyed the music. My special guest on the program today is Trisha Doavda, an event organizer and columnist, TV presenter, marketing expert, and now an entrepreneur. Having graduated in business studies, Trisha has been closely associated with Bollywood. Having organised events in the UK for Eros International, Cineblitz magazine, she's been the editor of Snoop and Roti magazines, and finally a TV presenter with ZTV. She's also worked on the film production of the 2001 film Yadin and Sony TV shows such as Dance Asia. Her most recent stint has been as a marketing manager with Hot Stuff Clothing in Portugal. She's recently launched her own venture called Blouses Etc. that produces ethnic Indian wear. Channelizing her creative vision into action, she's now exploring her skills as an entrepreneur in the UK with her latest business ventures. Another great Asian woman business person is born. Let's go over to Rickmansworth and talk to Trisha Doavda. Good morning, Trisha.
Good morning, Keith.
Now, Trisha, you've got this incredible experience in organising events. Organising things, planning, managing stuff is an art, isn't it? You can't pick it up in 5 minutes. You've actually got to learn how to do it over a number of years. What's been the biggest challenges when you've been managing or organising things?
Well, as you know, I've worked with many big stars like Aamir Khan, Shah Rukh Khan, and we were actually doing a concert in the NEC and in London where I had to insert a award show for the top directors of Bollywood and producers like Yash Chopra and Lakshmi Mittal, financiers. And I was trying to wait to talk to Aamir, and suddenly backstage at the NEC, he comes out screaming, "Who took pictures of me backstage? I'm here to work." So it was giving me sleepless nights because I had to interject this. We had very high-profile guests. And then Shah Rukh, because I've worked with him on other projects, he took me in London and backstage at the arena. And his flair showed for directing. Aamir was so good. He directed the whole thing and we carried it out on stage. So sleepless nights, but it worked out well in the end.
Exactly. Well, obviously, you can reach for the sleeping tablets in order to get yourself refreshed. But since you started, you know, these kinds of events and shows have changed dramatically. You've got a lot of reality TV. You've got I'm a Celebrity. Would you like to organise something like that? You know, the I'm a Celebrity stuff or Big Brother or any of the reality shows? Because that's different type of stuff you've done in the past. But this is something that seems to be really interesting, doesn't it, to the public?
Absolutely. I think what people want is reality. I think they're moving on. They want to see what everybody does, you know, in their homes and at work and on the bus stop. So I have actually quite a few ideas of things and projects that I want to put in place regarding that. So I'd like to do that. If anybody wants to do that, contact me.
Now, digital marketing is a big thing now. And in the old days, we used to send out press releases. Some of us still do, actually. I still send out the occasional press release. But it's all digital. It's all marketing. There is a multiplicity of companies out there. And if you ever engage with one of these companies, they either charge you too much. They go, oh, yeah, we'll do your PR for you, but it's going to cost you 10,000 quid. Or they don't come back with results. How do you wade your way through this quagmire of who can actually help you? And what kinds of things should people be looking at? Because at the end of the day, a lot of people say, well, you know, people come to me because of word of mouth. They know I provide a good product and therefore I do the job. Is it all overhyped, digital marketing?
Well, I think digital marketing is phenomenal. The internet has opened up so many opportunities to us. But yes, I would caution, you have to be discerning. You have to do your due diligence and see if these people are legitimate. But most of all, what I do is do it yourself. That would be the best. It's very low cost and you rely on yourself. And yes, it reaches a much wider audience. So I think it's great. But caution, I think you have to stifle out the misinformation.
This is Keith Vaz on Talking Points on Leica Radio. I'm having a very fascinating conversation with Trisha Doavda, a woman with many avatars. When we come back, we're going to be talking about her new collection. Is she the Coco Chanel of the 21st century? Join us after the break.
London's biggest Asian hits. Like a radio.
As the cost of living is rising, your earnings need to do as well. SBI UK has got great news for your savings. SBI UK Instant Access Savings Account can earn you 1.2% with flexible access of your deposits. And if you go for fixed deposits, then your savings can earn you up to 4.75%. Terms and conditions apply. For more details, visit sbiuk.com. SBI UK is serving the customers in the UK for over 100 years now. SBI UK is regulated by the FCA and the PRA.
We had our work party last night. It was so boring. I got all dolled up, wore my favourite dress, and the food was awful. Where was your party?
Our party was booked at Karma Lounge. The food was spectacular, the vibe was amazing, and my feet, they're killing me. Everyone's been buzzing at the office.
Maybe I should apply for a job at your place.
The Karma Lounge. Book your group or office parties with our exclusive deals all Christmas. Enjoy our authentic festive Indian cuisine in lavish setups. Call 0203 46 86 555 or online at thekarmalounge.co.uk.
With winter upon us, things are getting superb at Scoop Herb. With their flavourful hot desserts, sizzle your taste buds with cookie dough, waffles, crepes and chocolate baklava. Their luxurious baklava with ice cream is heavenly. And why not make your own shake with Scoop Herb's unique flavoured ice cream? Visit the Scoop Herb branches in Rayners Lane, Harrow, Alperton, Wembley, Hanworth Road, Hounslow, Basingstoke and St Albans Road, Watford. Feel superb with Scoop Herb.
Tasty. Leica Mobile is here to support you during these testing times. Get endless data, UK calls and texts, and 100 international minutes with Leica Mobile Go Endless Bundle with a bumper discount of £15 a month. EU roaming included. Please visit leicamobile.co.uk to buy yours today. This is a limited time offer for new customers only. T's and C's apply. Leica Mobile.
आजकल सैटको के हैं चर्चे हर ज़बान पर
सैटको माइक्रोवेव फूड कंटेनर्स के जलवे हैं
हर तरफ हर जगह
सिर्फ सैटको दिखे चीजें ताजा रखे और ज्यादा टिके
इसलिए सैटको पे हर किसी की नजर
जहां जिंदगी वहां सैटको माइक्रोवेव फूड कंटेनर्स
Hostel World provides worldwide flight tickets at exclusive rates and free fit-to-fly RT-PCR test with our flight tickets. Visit www.hostelworld.com or call 0300 124 6500 at all protected.
खुशखबरी ब्लैक फ्राइडे की सेल के फर्नीचर पर एक्सटेंड हो चुकी है अप टू 70% ऑफ ऑन सोफास डाइनिंग बेड्स एंड बेडरूम्स लिविंग एंड लाउंज फर्नीचर की तुरंत डिलीवरी के लिए उनके स्टोर्स पर विजिट करें जो हैं क्रिकलवुड हैरो एचएन एंड हेज में या फिर ऑर्डर करें ऑनलाइन at kfurniture.co.uk पर ऑल स्टॉक मस्ट गो डोंट मिस आउट ऑन दीज फैबुलस डील्स at K Furniture सेल मस्ट एंड मंडे 6 p.m.
Leica Radio and Shiv Events presents the spectacular New Year's Eve dinner and dance on Saturday the 31st of December at the luxurious Meridian Grand London. Indulge in a lavish 5-course meal, show-stopping decor by Midnight Garden Events, live entertainment by singer Naveen Kundra and Bollywood dancers hosted by DJs Ritzy Music. For tickets and more information, call 020-3714-3333 or book online at shivevents.co.uk. Join us for the ultimate countdown of 2022.
Radio Station of the Year.
Leica Radio.
The personalities that matter with Keith Vaz on Talking Points.
Leica Radio.
Welcome back. This is Keith Vaz on Talking Points on Leica Radio, and I'm talking to Trisha Davda, a event organizer, columnist, TV presenter, marketing expert, entrepreneur, about her extraordinary life. Trisha, let's talk about your most recent experience and your new journey as a designer and entrepreneur. You've launched your own business brand called Blouses, etc. I should ask you right at the start, we understand the blouses bit, but what's the etc.?
Well, I started with blouses and then I've added with lehengas and all these things, beautiful clothing. So the model is beautiful clothing, but at affordable prices. You don't want to be paying through the roof for, just to look nice.
And if you were to think of one designer that you really are inspired by, of course, my favourite designer of women's things, perfume clothes, is Chanel and her fascinating life. For men, I suppose it would be Tom Ford, who's just sold out, as you know. I mean, there's big money in all this, isn't there? But if you were to say, this is the person who inspired me, would it be Vera Wang? Would it be Victoria Beckham? Who would it be?
Well, it's none of them. I was inspired by my mother. Growing up, we didn't have much money, and she would create these beautiful outfits from her old saris. She was very elegant and graceful, and she's the one who taught me how to wear a sari. And I still think a sari, to carry it with grace and elegance and style is an art. And it can be worn and it fits any occasion, Western or Indian. And I have to say, I do have some Indian designers like Manish Malhotra. There's quite a few who do very bling outfits and very out there. I do like those, but it's paying through the roof prices. And I don't think that's good, especially in the current climate. People don't want to do that. They want to look beautiful. They want the luxury, but it has to be affordable.
But, we as a community have done so well in so many different walks of life. After all, we've got the British Indian in number 10, for example. We're everywhere. Yep. But one place we haven't really had that huge breakthrough has been in fashion. Is it because the French and the Italians just dominate everything? Nobody will want to buy a Davda if they can buy a Versace. How do we make sure that someone like you with obvious talent is going to break through into the high street and people say, oh my goodness, I have to have this handbag, or I have to have this blouse. It's designed by Trisha Davda. Of course, it's all going to be made in Leicester because we are the textile capital of the world.
Yeah, of course.
But how do we make that breakthrough?
Well, with all the designers, the very top designers that we learn about, they have been there for generations. And you're right, we need to break through. We need an Indian person in this field, and I do hope it's me, but it will take time. I think it will take time. It'll take a lot of awareness, and of course it is what I design and put out there that will speak volumes.
Well, we hope it will be you. We hope your first interview here on Leica Radio will inspire you to ensure that you are the breakthrough person. And when we go to all the high streets, as well as seeing Leica Mobile up there, we'll also see House of Trisha. There we are. I've given you a name.
That's it.
The House of
That's
Trisha.
what it is.
My final question is, we're seeing a lot of young women going into the fashion industry and being involved in this area. Is it tough for you? Do you get a lot of men telling you what to do? Or can you get the freedom to get access to finance, which of course you can't do anything without getting a loan from the bank? How tough has it been for you?
Well, it was tough before. I think things are changing now. I think a lot of women are paving the way, doing amazing things. And I think a lot of people are more open to women as business people. Keith, I also want to say that I want to celebrate women and the brave things that they do. Ordinary women doing extraordinary things, people like Malala Yousafzai, people like Greta Thunberg taking the wrath of the president. Oh my God. I mean, they do it with great civility. And I think people pushing through in different areas like this, what is going to pave the way and make it easier? Yes, it has been a very patriarchal world when it comes to business for women, but I think we are proving that we are good enough and, maybe even better than men.
Trisha Davda, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you for joining us today. We always ask our special guests to choose a song that means something to them and to dedicate it to someone special. Which song would you like to choose and to whom would you like to dedicate it?
Okay, so this is a song from the film Yadein, which is a story based on my family, and I'd like to dedicate that to my mother. It's the title song. My mom's name is Sola.
Trisha Dab, thank you for joining us today. Best of luck with your ventures. I cannot wait to be at the opening of the first boutique of blouses, etc. in the house of Trisha. Good luck with your amazing career.
Thank you for having me, Keith. And I wish the listeners of Leica Radio happy holidays and best wishes for the festivities.
Let's hear your...
नगमे हैं, शिकवे हैं, किस्से हैं, बातें हैं. नगमे हैं, शिकवे हैं, किस्से हैं, बातें हैं. बातें भूल जाती है, यादें याद आती हैं. बातें भूल जाती है, यादें याद आती हैं. ये यादें किसी दिलो जानम के चले जाने के बाद आती हैं. यादें यादें यादें. जीवन दिल जानी दरिया का है पानी. पानी तो बह जाए, बाकी क्या रह जाए. यादें नगमे हैं, शिकवे हैं, किस्से हैं, बातें हैं. बातें भूल जाती हैं, यादें याद आती हैं. ये यादें किसी दिलो जानम के चले जाने के बाद आती हैं. यादें यादें यादें. दुनिया में यूं आना, दुनिया से यूं जाना. आओ तो ले आना, जाओ तो दे जाना. यादें याद आती हैं. ये यादें किसी दिलो जानम के चले जाने के बाद आती हैं. यादें यादें यादें
Flight updates are brought to you by TravelUp.com. Flights, hotels and holidays.
Let's go for a flight update. All flights are as scheduled, but please check with your flight operators before heading to the airport.
Flight updates were brought to you by TravelUp.com. Lowest prices are guaranteed only when you book directly through TravelUp.com. Call 0207 580 5000.
Leica Radio.
Traffic and travel.
I'm Michael Page. The M4 remains closed both ways until tomorrow morning between junction 6 for Slough, Windsor and 8-9 for Maidenhead for Highways England works. In North London at Hendon, Greyhound Hill is closed both ways between the A41 Watford Way and Sunny Hill because of a building fire. At Finsbury Park, Green Lanes is still part blocked northbound because of an accident at the Manor House Seven Sisters Road junction. And in East London at Ilford Lane is still closed both ways because of a police investigation between Natal Road and Henley Road. On the tubes, the Bakerloo line isn't stopping southbound at Willesden Junction because of faulty platform equipment, and engineering work means that South Western Railway have replacement buses running from Clapham Junction to the following stations: Surbiton, Weybridge and Woking, and also to Epsom, Twickenham, Chessington South and Hampton Court. And that's the latest traffic and travel.
You are 11th in the queue. Your call is important to us. Please hold or select from one of the following 6 options.
When everything seems complicated, a little Simply goes a long way, especially with what matters, like everyday health. So wouldn't it be nice to go for an eye check and simply get money back? Or to talk to a doctor by simply using an app? Sound good? Visit simplyhealth.co.uk. Simply does it. T's and C's, limitations and exclusions apply.
This is Leica Radio.
सस्ती से सस्ती फ्लाइट्स और हॉलिडे पैकेज चाहिए तो 24 घंटे 7 दिन किसी भी समय ट्रैवल हब का नंबर मिलाइए फॉर क्रूज टेलर मेड हॉलिडे होटल बुकिंग्स एंड हनीमून पैकेजेस हमसे सस्ता कहीं नहीं मिल सकता कॉल ट्रैवल हब 24/7 और 0208 782 8833 और विजिट travelhubltd.co.uk.
Travel Hub, best service with unbeatable price.
At all protected.
Visit travelhubltd.co.uk.
When it's time to get Grandad something other than socks this year. When noise-cancelling headphones might be a good idea. When their games controller is looking a bit well-loved. For gifts for all your Christmases. Say hello to VeryPay. Choose Pay Now, Pay Later or Pay over 3 months and pay no interest. Shop tech and gaming at very.co.uk. VeryPay credit provided subject to status by Shop Direct Finance Company Limited, 18+. Representative 39.9% APR variable.
Planning to travel? Cover your trip with Holiday Risk Worldwide Travel Insurance. Our policies cover COVID if you test positive before your trip and need to cancel. 24 hours medical assistance abroad, personal belongings, gadget cover and much more. T's and C's apply. Holiday Risk is regulated by the FCA. We've got you covered. Competitive prices online. Book now at holidayrisk.com. Are you covered?
इस कड़कड़ाती ठंड में एक बढ़िया कड़क गर्मा गर्म चाय मिल जाए तो आए हाय मजा आ जाए।
अरे समझो हो गया रॉयल चाय है ना अब भी बन जाएगी सिर्फ पैकेट खोलो और गर्म पानी में घोल लो चाय तैयार वो भी रॉयल टेस्ट के साथ रॉयल चाय झटपट कहीं भी कभी भी
London, are you ready for the big one? Raghasan Events and Samara Events UK present New Year's Eve Dinner and Dance on Saturday the 31st of December at Hilton T5. With live performance by the sensational Raghav, a 3-course sit-down meal, dinner, live DJ, belly dancers, fire acts, door players and much, much more. An evening you will always remember, so book your seats now. Call 07850 742 143. That's 07850 742 143. NYE Dinner and Dance on the 31st of December at Hilton T5. Media partners B4U, B4U Music and radio partners Leica Radio and Leica Gold.
खुशखबरी, ब्लैक फ्राइडे की सेल के फर्नीचर पर एक्सटेंड हो चुकी है. Up to 70% off on sofas, dining beds and bedrooms, living and lounge. फर्नीचर की तुरंत डिलीवरी के लिए उनके स्टोर्स पर विजिट करें जो हैं क्रिकलवुड, हैरो, H&N एंड हेज में, या फिर ऑर्डर करें ऑनलाइन at kfurniture.co.uk पर. All stock must go. Don't miss out on these fabulous deals at K Furniture. Sale must end Monday 6 p.m.
Are you a Big Boss fan? Colors presents Big Boss Contest. 6 weeks, 6 winners. Watch Big Boss every day at 9 p.m. and answer 2 simple questions by logging on to colorstv.com/Big Boss UK. The lucky winner will win a John Lewis gift voucher worth £500 every week. Participate now and win big.
The Lissa.
Join me weekdays from 6 a.m. where I bring you the Bollywood Hangman from 7 o'clock, Calculations at 8 o'clock, and Leica Radio's Through the Years. I also bring you the latest news stories and your top trends, so don't be late. Join me on Leica Radio's Breakfast Show from 6 a.m.
The Lissa. Talking Points with Keith Vaz. Celebrating diversity. Leica, London.
Welcome back. This is Keith Vaz on Talking Points on Leica Radio. The last 2 years have been testing times for the entire globe. So many people have lost loved ones. However, today we are all still alive, and we need to rebuild our world and our lives because of the countless contributions of the medical professionals and healthcare workers. We can say we've got through the worst pandemic of our lifetime. There are more than 350,000 doctors in the UK, and my special guest on the programme today is one of them, Dr. Rajveer Singh Sadra. Born in Derby in 1986, Dr. Raj is a second-generation Indian immigrant in the UK, with his mother being a retired legal executive and his father a GP in Manor Park. He attended Barts and the Royal London Medical School and completed his GP training at the John Ratcliffe Hospital, Milton Keynes. Dr. Raj is working as a GP at the Greenford Avenue Family Health Practice and the KS Medical Centre, so if any of you are from Ealing, you may well recognise him. He takes specific interest in fitness, incorporating researched exercise and nutrition approaches to his treatment style. Let's go over to Greenford in West London and join Dr. Raj Sadra. Good morning, Dr. Sadra.
Good morning, Keith, and good morning to all your listeners as well. I hope everyone is well.
Now, when I interview people whose parents, or at least one of their parents, were doctors, they always say they chose to become a doctor because it was a family tradition. In your particular case, of course, your father was a doctor, but your mum was a legal executive. What made you go down this road?
Well, I can certainly say it is a bit of a tradition. My uncle as well, actually. So my mum's brother is also a doctor too. So it most certainly runs in the family. I would also say the lack of encouragement from my mum to go towards the law side certainly contributed to me being more swaying towards the medical side. But all jokes aside, I would say that the medical career has always been quite appealing to me purely because of its the nature of the job, I would say, and the satisfaction that you can get with it. And witnessing that growing up was very, very influential, I would say.
But I suppose when you went through your training at Barts and the London Medical School, you never would have envisaged that so many years of your life would be taken dealing with this pandemic. How did the pandemic hit the medical profession? How did it affect you? Because obviously we were all seeking out medical help, but for the medical profession, someone like you, it was pretty bad, wasn't it?
I would say it was traumatic. It was sudden. It was scary as well. And certainly, I think the public experienced that fear, but we as medical practitioners as well, most certainly experienced it as well. And I'm talking in specific to the front line as well, being exposed to that kind of threat with concerns of protection at the time as well. And I would say it was certainly quite traumatic and a difficult time for all fronts. As a medical professional, I think it was certainly unifying as well. I think as a profession, we certainly got together and fought this together. And that is a real good testament to the medical profession and its nature. It is there for everyone, and they try their hardest for everyone, and that's certainly what I witnessed. Yeah.
If you think of just one thing that you think you learnt as a result, obviously you talked about the need to unify, the fact that you all felt you were in this together. If there was just one thing that you learnt that you didn't know before, what would that be?
One thing that I learnt, I would say, is always be prepared for any eventuality. And being prepared is the best way to combat eventuality and difficult situations like the pandemic was.
This is Keith Vaz on Talking Points on Leica Radio. I'm having a conversation with Dr. Raj Sadra from the Greenford Medical Practice in West London. When we come back, we're going to be talking diabetes because he's something of an expert in diabetes and how it affects citizens. Join us after the break.
असर तेरा ये जरूर है तेरी नजर का कसूर है पास तू क्यों दूर है ये इश्क का जो फितूर है नशे में दिल तेरे चूर है अब तो होश ना खबर है ये कैसा असर है होश ना खबर है ये कैसा असर है तुमसे मिलने के बाद दिल भर तुमसे मिलने के बाद दिल भर Mashed him.
सबर क्योंकि मीठा है फल
मेरा ख्वाब है तू मेरे दिल का करार देख ले जाने मन देख ले बस एक बार चैन खो गया है कुछ तो हो गया है चैन खो गया है कुछ तो हो गया है तुमसे मिलने के बाद दिल भर तुमसे मिलने के बाद दिल भर अब तो होश ना खबर है ये कैसा असर है होश ना खबर है ये कैसा असर है तुमसे मिलने के बाद दिल भर तुमसे मिलने के बाद दिल भर London's biggest Asian hits, Leica Radio.
Punjab National Bank International Limited launches mobile app for personal customers. Whether you want to send money to India or view your latest balance, do that on the go. Simply download our app for free from your mobile app store. Terms and conditions apply. For more details, please visit
www.pnbint.com. Deposit protection from FSCS. Authorized by the PRA and regulated by FCA and PRA.
Rising energy prices are affecting our cost of living more than ever before. But you could make your home warmer, greener, and cheaper to run with the Mayor of London's Warmer Homes programme. If you earn less than £20,000 after housing costs or receive means-tested benefits and own or rent your home, you could get up to £25,000 worth of free energy improvements. Find out if you or someone you know is eligible today. Search Warmer Homes London.
Haldiram brings you the most loved Indian sweets which are freshly made in UK. Now order your favorite Haldiram products online only on haldiramuk.com. Also available at your local Asian store at super special prices.
Feeling trapped in your mobile phone contract? Looking for something more flexible? No worries. Leica Mobile is offering you pay-as-you-go bundle plans with 50% discount. Buy your SIM card online at leicamobile.co.uk and get the flexibility to change your bundle plan every month. Just pay for what you need. Visit leicamobile.co.uk today for a more flexible mobile provider. For new customers only. EU roaming included. T's and C's apply. Leica Mobile. The one thing COVID did give us, digital transformation. If you're serious about digital growth and would like a tactical approach to your digital marketing, then remember the name Harty Hanks. With over 20 years experience and a proven track record, we have the talent and know-how to deliver online success. Harty Hanks, experts in consultancy, branding, design, e-commerce, search and social. Call Harty Hanks today on 020 8827 1600 or visit hhdigital.uk. Harty Hanks, your partners for digital success.
सब जरूरतों में साथ निभाएं जैसे
सेटको माइक्रोवेव फूड कंटेनर्स
हर मौके पर काम ये आए घर घर खुशियां लाए
जहां जिंदगी वहां सेटको माइक्रोवेव फूड कंटेनर्स
The personalities that matter with Keith Vaz on Talking Points.
Leica Radio.
Welcome back. This is Keith Vaz on Talking Points on Leica Radio. I'm talking to Dr. Raj Sadra from the GP Medical Practice in Greenford. Dr. Raj, doctors, junior doctors, are very unhappy about the salaries that they're getting. And a topical issue is whether or not they should go on strike. Help us and help our listeners to tell us roughly how much a junior doctor gets, but how many hours they put in, and whether or not you agree with the whole concept of doctors going on strike.
Sure. It's a very complicated issue, both the wages and the striking nature of the junior doctor situation at the moment. So the way the actual salary is calculated is dependent on bands, and these bands are determined on the workload of that particular job they may well be doing in the hospital, i.e. how many on-calls, night shifts and all these things that they do, which certainly will affect the pay bracket and the hours that they work. So with all these things taken into consideration, the salaries can vary significantly, probably between 30 to about 50,000 a year, I would say, and that is me guessing. And it's been a while since I've looked at everything recently. The issue is that this pay hasn't increased as such, but with the rate of inflation, essentially, it is becoming a bit more of a pay cut. And with that, you get this double impact of people actually leaving the profession because the workload isn't worth the remuneration that you get, especially in those junior doctor stages.
Sure.
And year on year, that gets worse and worse.
I mean, one of the points that are being made, obviously during the pandemic, you couldn't have those face-to-face meetings with doctors. It's coming back. Ministers, politicians are saying, oh, everyone must see their doctor. But of course, even our ex-health secretary found the time to get away into the jungle in Australia. But you're back in large numbers. What I find extraordinary is people are absolutely desperate to become doctors. They sit there, they swat away to get their A-star, A-star, A-stars. And then when they get there, we're always got a shortage of doctors. Why is that? Why are people so unhappy about the profession that some of them just long to belong to?
Yes, and I appreciate that as well. It's very complicated. There's so many factors that play in this process. We do have increased number of medical schools that are producing doctors, but the NHS is the main employer of doctors that qualify from this country. The demand on the NHS has increased, but the number of physicians and doctors in hospitals hasn't changed. The workload has increased. People are now leaving earlier as a result of that workload. And then it's getting more and more difficult to fill those positions. Even people who qualify with a medical degree now sometimes opt to go for an alternative path to the NHS.
Yes.
And that's not anything wrong, I would say. You know, they're still going to use their skills and so forth and so forth. You know, there'll always be that proportion.
You're regarded as something of an expert in diabetes. Do you think that GPs have enough time to sit down and give the test to the 500,000 people who probably have diabetes but have not been diagnosed with it? Do you think there's enough time to do that? Or where else should a potential diabetic go in order to get tested?
I think there is scope within GPs. It's a blood test. there can be things put in place to make sure everyone gets that test and gets a doctor or clinician to review that test. The test takes a minute or so, and reviewing it takes the same amount of time. Please contact your GP. It is the best port of call, and within days, maybe a week, you'll get that test done.
Very, very wise advice. Now, let me ask you a final question. I think someone described you as the best-looking doctor in the whole of the London Borough of Ealing. I don't know who that was, but that was the description that was put to me. You're a sports enthusiast who is also a cricket captain of your local cricket team in Chiswick, Salex CC. You obviously, that's how you get away from doing medicine, I suppose, playing cricket.
Absolutely.
Is that what doctors do in their spare time? That's what we want to know. The life of doctors outside the surgery. Give us an intimate look into the life of Dr. Raj when the surgery is closed.
I was told there was golfing between clinics and driving ranges that you could go to in the afternoon for lunch. But that sadly hasn't been the case. It was all a farce. But no, jokes aside, yes, I mean, cricket's my passion. I've grown up playing it. I love it. It's helped me, I would say, form my character and my persona, and helped me in things like my job as well, and things like that.
So top 3 cricketers in reverse order. Who you'd like to take to a desert island in Ealing with? A 3, 2 and 1. Who's your third?
I'd say I'd love to take Ben Stokes.
Okay.
Our current England captain. I'm inspired by him as a person and everything he's achieved.
Number 2?
In his life. I would like to take Sachin Tendulkar.
No, I knew you were going to say that.
I think I have to. I think I've grown up watching him, and he was the star at the time.
And number 1?
Brett Lee, interestingly enough, because I thought he was amazing fast bowler, very quick, very fast.
It's going to be a very crowded desert island. Dr. Raj, thank you so much for joining us and reminding us that doctors also are human beings. We always ask our special guests to choose a song that means something to them and to dedicate it to someone special. Which song would you like to choose, and to whom would you like to dedicate it to?
Well, I've chosen a song called Dil Chahta Hai from the movie Dil Chahta Hai. It was my favourite movie. I think it's a lovely song, and I'd like to dedicate it to my mother.
So we have a mummy's boy. After all that, you got a mummy's boy.
Oh, absolutely. I can't deny it. I can't deny it.
Aren't we all? Thank you so much for joining us today, and if you've got a rest today, because I know doctors never really have a rest, have a great Sunday.
Thank you so much, Keith, for having me on the programme today, and best wishes to all listeners of Leica Radio.
Let's hear Raj Sadra's
दिल चाहता है, दिल चाहता है, दिल चाहता है, कभी ना बीते चमकीले दिन। दिल चाहता है हम ना रहे कभी यारों के बिन, दिन दिन भर हो प्यारी बातें, झूमे शामें गाए रातें, मस्ती में रहे डूबा डूबा हमेशा समा, हमको राहों में यूं ही मिलती रहे खुशियाँ। दिल चाहता है कभी ना बीते चमकीले दिन, दिल चाहता है हम ना रहे कभी यारों के बिन, जगमगाते हैं झिलमिलाते हैं अपने रास्ते, ये खुशी रहे रोशनी रहे अपने वास्ते, जगमगाते हैं झिलमिलाते हैं अपने रास्ते, ये खुशी रहे रोशनी रहे अपने वास्ते। जहाँ रुके हम जहाँ भी जाएं,
जो हम चाहें वो हम पाए मस्ती में रहे डूबा डूबा हमेशा समा हमको राहों में यूं ही मिलती रहे खुशियाँ चाहता है चाहता है चाहता है चाहता है कैसा अजब ये सफर है सोचो तो हर एक ही बेखबर है उसको जाना किधर है जो वक्त आए जाने क्या दिखाए दिल चाहता है कभी न बीते चमकीले दिन दिल चाहता है हम ना रहे कभी यारों के दिन दिन भर हो प्यारी बातें झूमे शामें गाए रातें मस्ती में रहे डूबा डूबा हमेशा समा हमको राहों में यूं ही मिलती रहे खुशियाँ चमकाते हैं चिलमिलाते हैं अपने रास्ते ये खुशी रहे रोशनी रहे अपने वास्ते चमकाते हैं चिलमिलाते हैं अपने रास्ते ये खुशी रहे रोशनी रहे अपने वास्ते चाहता है चाहता है चाहता है चाहता है
Keith Vaz on Talking Points. Leica.
Time's up for this week. I hope you enjoyed today's program. My thanks to Trisha Dawabda and Dr. Rajiv Singh Sadra for joining us today. Special thanks to my researcher, Jemit, producer Rupi, and of course, my editor, Adam. To end today's program, we'll be listening to Rubaru with more than 12 million views on YouTube. Please stay tuned for Anandi, who is covering from Sheena. She follows the news at 10 on Leica Radio, Britain's greatest Asian radio station. This is London, and this has been Talking Points with me, Keith Vaz, on Leica Radio. I hope you have a great Sunday.
ऐसा ना अभी अभी हुआ यकीन कि आग है मुझ में कहीं हुई सुबह मैं जल गया सूरज को मैं निगल गया रूबरू रोशनी रूबरू रोशनी जो गुमशुदा सा ख्वाब था वो मिल गया वो खिल गया वो लोहा था पिघल गया खिंचा खिंचा
मचल गया सितार में बदल गया रूबरू रोशनी रूबरू रोशनी धुआं छटा खुला गगन मेरा नई डगर नया सफर मेरा जो बन सके तू हम सफर मेरा नजर मिला जरा धुआं छटा खुला गगन मेरा नई डगर नया सफर मेरा जो बन सके तू हम सफर मेरा नजर मिला जरा आंधियों से झगड़ रही है लौ मेरी अब मशालों सी बढ़ रही है लौ मेरी